Welcome back, Renegades. Today we got some gameplay with Purple Luffy and OP09 facing off against Dofy, Shanks, Blackbeard, and Black Yellow Luffy. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Help the channel grow. Let's get into it. First up, we have Purple Luffy versus Doflamingo. So we choose to go first. We just get our Dawn and passing it to the opponent. Opponent deploys out a Perona, passing it back to us. We're gonna attack 5 with our Luffy into their leader. They're gonna take that first hit. We're gonna use our leader effect, taking a life, ramping a Dawn, playing out Mr. 2, getting an additional Dawn, passing it back. Opponent's just gonna come in 5 into life. We're gonna counter out. Now they're gonna play out their Trafalgar Law, putting our 2 back in hand as well as a Perona. We're just gonna deploy it back out along with a Zoro Joro, getting a 2k Sanji, chipping 5 back into life, and passing it to the opponent. So the opponent here is going to go 5 with their Law into our life. Just going to give them a 1k here. They're going to go 5 with their leader into ours. We're going to take that hit. They still have 6 Dawn. They're going to play out a Jozu, using the effect to put their Law back in hand as well as our Mr. 2. Back to us. We're at 10 Dawn already. Play out Luffy Taro into Sangoro, putting 1 onto our Zoro, going 7 into life. They're going to counter out here. Going to put 2 Dawn on our leader and go 7 into 5 here. The opponent counters out. We just pass it back to them. They're going to put 1 on their Jozu, pressuring 8 into the Zoro Joro. We're going to counter out of here with a 2 and a 1. Opponent's going to put 2 Dawn on their leader, go 7 into the Zoro, using leader effect to deploy a buggy. Using the effect, we're going to counter out. We're going to play out a Weevil here, drawing a card, and then passing it back to us. So we're going to go into the 9, we drew into the 9 drop Big Mom. We're going to go 8 with our Zoro into life first. We're going to swing with our Sangoro, going 9 into 5, drawing a card. Trying to get some of those cards out of hand. They're going to counter out of this one. So they have 2 life, we have 2 more swings. We're going to put 1 on Luffy Taro and go into that Jozu. 9 into 7. They give that one. They're going to go 5 into the buggy, just trying to clear the board out real quick. And then we'll deploy out a Zoro here, grabbing a 2k. Opponent's going to put their 5 Dawn on Weevil here, going 11 into the Luffy Taro 8k. We're going to give that to them. They're going to play out the Marshall D Teach, using the effect to put a card on top of their deck, giving their leader some rested Dawn. They're going to add some additional Dawn to the leader, making it a 9. They're going to go 9 into the Zorojoro, or they're going to go 9 into Sangoro, deploying out a Jinbei into a Boa, giving the rested Dawn to the leader, making it a 10 into 6. Got to give that to them. Back to us. We're going to deploy out our Sanji here, using its effect to rest the Boa. We're going to put 1 on Zoro, go 7 into life. They only have 2 cards in hand. Opponent takes that hit. We're going to go 7 again with the other Zorojoro. And now we're going to go 1 onto the Sanji, going 8 into 5. Up next we have Luffy versus Shanks. We chose to go first, get a Dawn, pass it to the opponent. They just get their Dawn, and they pass it back to us. So we're just going to take a life here to gain a Dawn. We're going to attack 5 into Shanks. They use their leader effect. Then we're going to deploy out Mr. 2 here. Ramping a Dawn, passing it back. Opponent plays out Hongo, putting 1 Dawn on leader and going 6 into 5 here. We're going to take this first hit. Back to us. We're going to deploy out Luffy Taro, bringing in a Zorojoro, grabbing the 9 drop Luffy. Gonna use leader effect, getting a Dawn. We're gonna put it on our leader and go 6 into 5. Opponent counters out. Then we just pass it back to him. Opponent's gonna put 4 Dawn on their leader, going 9 into life. We're gonna take this, We're down to 1 life already. Back to us. We're up to 9. Dawn. We're going to deploy out the 9-drop Linlin using her effect. I'm going to trash the Lupitaro, gain a life, and put Hongo at the bottom of their life. And now we're going to attack with Zoro, 6 into 5. We're going to counter out here. We're going to go with our leader, going 5 into 5. They use their leader effect here, and then we have a Lupitaro if we want to. We're just going to pass the turn back. So they're going to deploy as silvers, giving the Zoro minus 3,000 and Lupitaro minus 2,000. Then they're going to trash the Zoro. They have a 5k swing into life now. We're going to give them a counter here. And back to us. So we're at 10 Dawn. We're going to swing Mr. 2, copying Silver's power, making an 8k swing into life. They take that hit. Luffy is a 6k. We're just going to attack 6 with the Luffy Taro. And they use leader effect, giving it minus 1. They're going to go 6 with Luffy leader. They're going to take that hit. And now we have a 9k swing with Linlin. 9 into 5. They take that hit. Here we're going to deploy out the 9-drop Luffy, using its effect to draw a card and give it rush. So we're going to go 10 into 5 here. They take that hit. We're going to use leader effect here to get active Dawn so we can use our Gum Gum Giant if we wish to. Back to the opponent, they drop the Monkey D Dragon, giving the 2 rested Dawn to Silvers, making it a 10k swing. They're going to go 10 into life here. We're going to use the Gum Gum Giant. So 9. And we're going to give it a couple 1Ks. We're only at 1. We have 1 life left, and we still have a dragon and a Shanks swing. So I can go 9 into 5 here with the dragon. We're going to counter out here. Had to use a lot of cards out of hand this turn to stay alive. So now they have a 7k swing with Shanks if they choose to. So 7 going into life here with the Shanks. We're going to take this last hit. Here we have Purple Luffy versus Blackbeard. We're going to start with deploying out our Law Searcher, getting a 2k Sanji, passing it back over to the opponent. So they're going to get their 2 Dawn here and passing it back. So we're up to 3 Dawn here. Use leader effect to ramp a Dawn. And you're just going to go 5 into life with our leader. Opponent takes that hit. Trigger from life with Shockwave, gets rid of our Law Searcher, and then we'll just deploy out our Nami blocker, passing it back to the opponent. Opponent's going to go 5 into life here. We're going to give him a 1k. They're going to deploy a Burgess, and they shut off our on plays. Back to us. We're at 6 Dawn. We're going to put 2 on our leader, go 7 into life. Opponent takes this hit, and we'll deploy out another Nami blocker. We'll ramp 1. Getting an active Dawn for the Gum Gum Giant in hand, if needed. Opponent's going to go 7 here into life with their leader. We're just going to give him a 2 and a 1. They used the finger gun to get rid of one of the Nami blockers. We draw into another one. So we're going to go with the Nami. We're going to go 6 into life with our Nami. They're going to counter out here. We're just going to go 5 with leader. Going to counter out again. Going to ramp 1 Dawn. So now we're at 10. Going to play out Sangoro with having 1 Dawn open for the Gum Gum Giant again. Back to Blackbeard. They're going to go into the Nami blocker. We're going to give that one up. Going to play out a Van Augur here. Trashing to set up our on plays. Back to us. They haven't pressured with the Burgess yet, so we're at 10 Dawn. We're going to put 1 on Sangoro. We're going to go 7 into 5 here. We drew into a Frankie 2K. Renosuke. We're going to put 2 on our leader here. We're going to pressure 7 into 5. They're going to take this hit. See if they want to resolve a trigger. Nope. Alright, so we have 7 Dawn, so we are going to play out the Frankie, giving it a Dawn so we can rush in for 5. The Sanji was no good because the on-plays were shut off. They do take this last hit. Back to the opponent. So they're going to play out their 10-drop blocker, Marshall D. Teach. They stopped our Sangoro from attacking, and our leader is nullified. They're going to pressure 5 into life. We're just going to give a counter. Now they're going to go 6 into 5 with Van Auger. Give him a 2K. And Burgess is going to pressure into the Frankie 8 to 4. We're going to use our Gum Gum Giant here. And another counter from hand. We're going to give him up the Sangoro. So they shut off our on plays again. We're at 10 Dawn, back to 10 Dawn. We have 3 good swings. They only have 1 blocker. So we're going to put 5 on the Frankie. Go 9 into 5 here. They're going to use their blocker for this hit. Then we're going to put the remaining 5 on Luffy, going 10. Next up, we got Purple Luffy versus Black-Yellow Luffy. We are going first. So we're just going to Dawn, play out our Law, and getting a Sangoro. Passing to the opponent. They're going to play a Flampy, taking their top life. And they're going to play out a Garp, finding a Luffy. Little Luffy. We're going to play out the Law Searcher again. This time we are going to find a Zoro. Zoro. Using leader effect here to ramp a Dawn. I'm going to put 3 Dawn on our leader, making an 8k swing into life. And just passing back to the opponent. The opponent's going to play out Makino, taking their top life, and reordering it. Now the opponent's going to go 8k swing into Luffy. We're going to take that hit back to us. We're going to use leader effect, ramp again. We're going to play out Luffy Taro into Sangoro. They have 1 life left, so we're not going to swing. They're going to use a Raigo to get rid of our Sangoro, pressuring 5 back into life. We're going to use a counter here. We're 8 Dawn. They have 1 life, no blockers. So we're going to put 3 onto our Luffy Taro here, pressuring 11k into life. They take this hit, and then we're going to go with our leader. We're going to ramp, so we can make another 11k swing with our leader here. Opponent was able to counter out of that hit, so we'll just pass it over to them. Opponent's going to put 2 Dawn on their leader here, using their leader effect to put 2 cards back into their life. Little Luffy comes down to bring out Big Luffy. Little Sabo comes out to get Big Sabo. Draw 2, trash 2, KO immunity. Luffy is going to get a 4,000 power boost for the rotation. They use the 2k boost for their other Luffy. 13 into 8 here into our Sangoro. We're going to counter out. Use up some of these 1ks here. Back to us. We're at 10 Dawn now. We're going to drop our Usahachi to rest their blocker. And now we're going to just pressure a big swing with our Luffy Taro. Thanks for watching. I hope you all are enjoying the videos. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. It helps the channel grow. Deck profile will be in the description, as well as timestamps for the match. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.